Hello guys, Siddharth here back with another video. And this is a new series for the channel which I'm planning on naming Rex Rumor Roundup. Here we'll be discussing about the rumors, leaks, renders, and concepts of the most upcoming flagship smartphones or product. Videos in this series are going to be released exactly a week from the announcement or launch of the actual flagship smartphone or product, whichever it is, guys. For now, I'm going to be trying to focus mostly on flagship smartphones, as those are much easier to track other than the others such as laptops, smartwatches, and so on. But anyway, let's get on with the video. To start on the series, we're actually going to be introducing first off with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, guys. This is one of the most highly anticipated smartphones, flagship smartphones of 2017. Second to the Galaxy S8. Especially since Samsung's explosive situation after the Note 7. A lot of beautiful leaks and rumors have been surfacing from Samsung itself, so I've decided to collect them all and put them into one video, guys. So, anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the rumors, leaks, and so on. So first we're going to be starting by talking about the build concept and how they are mostly going to look like. So, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8's build seems pretty good, only so much can be understood through the concepts. It seems to look a bit thick, but that's supposed to fit a larger battery inside. But to be on a safer side, they reduced the battery capacity to 3300 mAh. This is for A, safety, and B, space for the S Pen, since this is a Note. The display of the phone is usually the Infinity display by Samsung, which is massive this time with a 6.3-inch Super AMOLED display. This now has a resolution of 2960 by 1440 with a pixel density of 522 pixels per inch. This is all just rumor, but this may be the actual resolution which we're going to be seeing. This also is said to have the same old aspect ratio as the S8, which is the 8.5 by 9 aspect ratio. The screen of this device is also now rumored to have Force Touch technology, just like how it was present on the iPhones. Samsung already has this technology and has implemented it in its Galaxy S8 as an invisible home button, so we can see Samsung pulling this off on the Note 8. The bezels have now been tightened up top and bottom, in which the top bezel has a front-facing 8-megapixel camera, iris scanner, proximity sensor, and an LED light. The top part has a hybrid SIM tray which also has space for a 256 micro SD card. The bottom part has the usual peripherals such as the headphone jack, satisfyingly not new, a USB-C port for fast charging, and surprisingly the USB-C port is actually a 3.1 port, which helps with fast charging and DisplayPort capabilities. This also helps with Samsung's DeX setup. Down below we also have the mono speaker, which I'm not a huge fan of as there is no punch in the sound quality of the speakers. But let's see if there is any improvement in this device. The bottom part also has the hole for Samsung's most famous S Pen, which is said to have over 4,598 pressure points. So this is stored in the phone itself and has a separate capsule for the storage of the S Pen. Hope it's not reverse insertable. Moving on to the sides of the phone, there is the usual lock button on the right, and on the left we have volume rockers as well as Samsung's proprietary Bixby button, which may have improved now with the release of the device. Now, enough talking about the front and the sides, we need to talk mainly about the back part of the device, which has seen a major change. So the back has now a dual camera setup. Finally, Samsung decides to move to a dual camera setup. Both of them are 12 megapixel sensors, with one of them having an f-stop 1.7 aperture and the other having an f-stop 2.4 aperture. Now, according to the leaks, one of them might be having the 3x optical zoom lens and the other a standard lens. Now, if Samsung went with the dual camera setup, they should have gone with a wide angle and a zoom, or a wide angle and a normal lens. Or if they wanted better picture quality, then they could have used an RGB and monochrome sensor in each individual camera module to get better picture quality, guys. But this was Samsung's decision to have a zoom and a normal lens. So let's see if we could get some nice pictures out of this one, as the Note 7 also had a super awesome camera, guys. Next to the camera, we have the fingerprint scanner, now with the dual-tone LED flash and Huawei monitor in between, so as to prevent the camera module from being smudged with fingerprints. The fingerprint scanner was actually meant to go under the display, but unfortunately, A, Samsung had no time, and B, they had no competition other than VIVO, a Chinese company who only teased of having readied that technology. So we should expect the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 as the first flagship smartphone with an under-the-display fingerprint scanner in the flagship sector. So Samsung placed it in the back, and now they've actually refined the location and made a bit of a hole for the fingerprint scanner itself in the hump of the camera. So now, due to this, it may be a bit easier to locate the fingerprint scanner and not smudge the camera module. So after talking about the looks, concepts, and rumors of the phone and how the phone might look, all the peripherals and back cameras of all sorts, let's now get into the internal parts, which also include the software as well as the internal hardware specifications. So, first let's start by talking about the internal specifications. So let's start by talking about the software. Now Samsung uses its very own Grace UX skin on top of Android, guys. Now this Grace UX does not in any way slow down the software or anything. It's still snappy and it's still smooth. This I know, as I'm using a Galaxy S7 Edge, which has Grace UX on top of it installed, guys, and it's still buttery smooth, it's still snappy, and it doesn't slow down the actual device itself. What I would like as an upgrade on the Grace UX is the icons. Now the icons wired framework are not bad, they're actually really good. They give a minimalist design to the phone, but the background of the icons, some of them actually have a dual tone finish. So the camera app, for example, has a bit of purple and a bit of blue mixed together, which doesn't seem that great. Whereas when you take a look at the clock application, you have one plain white background. It looks really awesome. So just like that, there are a few apps as a comparison. I can't list them out now, but I wish they were all of one single color and not a mix of two with a bit of a feather in between. So Samsung, if you're listening, please refine the icons a bit. You know, yeah, in a future update if you've already started shipping out those updates for other devices. So that's not it. And the other part of the software is, so the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 devices are gonna come out of the box with Android 7.1 Nougat. We don't know when Android 7.1.2 is gonna come out on Samsung, but this is how far I could go on research, and the furthest that it leads me, the trusted sources GSM Arena have mentioned that it's gonna get Android 7.1 Nougat out of the box. Starting to talk about the internal hardware of the device, let's start by talking about the processor. So in countries like the US and China, you're actually going to get a Snapdragon 835 processor chip in there, just like the Samsung Galaxy S8. So you're going to get most internal specifications which are closely related to the Galaxy S8, but you're going to see some slight improvements there. So the Note 8 will receive a Snapdragon 835 chip in it, but in other units other than the US and China, you're going to receive the Exynos 8895 octa-core processor, homemade by Samsung themselves, guys. So the CPU type is going to be of an octa-core variety. You're also going to actually see 6GB of RAM. Now, I actually have here a kind of a leak from some sources at GSM Arena. These guys are actually really nice trusted sources. So GSM Arena has received a leak of the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 with a model number of SM950F with the Exynos 8895 chipset in there. So we've actually got Geekbench scores, and it seems to be on the single core side we've got 1984, and on the multi-core side we've got 6116. So through this we can also see that this actually has 6 gigabytes of RAM. As you can see, it actually says 5,346 megabytes, which translates to 6 gigabytes of internal memory. This seems to be kind of doubtful, but it seems to be truthful, as you have 6 gigabytes of RAM as well as a Samsung's Exynos 88950 processor chip. So that's just one part of the hardware leak, and we know the chipset or processor that's going to be inside the device as the Snapdragon 836 processor is only going to be first available in the Google Pixel 2, as that's the actual date when it's going to be released. Other specifications also include the ability of Bluetooth 5.0 also being available. You still have USB 3.1, and as for GPU, you don't have any news on the GPU, guys. But you still got the same. So this is actually going to come with 2 different configurations on internal storage. You're going to get 64 gigs or 128 gigs. You're not going to get anything more or less. And as I said, you're also going to get 6 gigabytes of RAM as per all sorts of leaks and rumors. So that Geekbench that I just told you guys, that was actually leaked by GSM Arena themselves, guys. As usual, they're going to still have the wireless charging capabilities built into it, as well as Samsung Pay capabilities, so those are still there. Now, other internal specifications also include the water and dust resistance, so it still seems to maintain the IP68 water and dust resistance. So anyway guys, that was just the talk about the hardware and software. Moving on, let's start talking about the actual release dates of this device. Now, according to this image given out to the public by Samsung, Do Bigger Things, shows the Galaxy Note 8 as it shows the thin bezels on top and bottom, which are much wider now when you compare it to the previous S8's unbox event poster that they let out. And also the other thing that shows off that it's going to be the release of the Note 8 is the stylus itself, and it's pretty obvious that it's going to be for the release of the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 itself, guys. Other than that, right on the bottom corner, you're also getting the release date, which is on the 23rd of August in New York City. Samsung is going to be holding its Unpacked event, so if anyone is at New York or is in the US and you visit the Unpacked event, if you watch my video, then please send me a sample so maybe I can review it or box it for the channel, guys. So that's just part of the release date. There has also been another kind of juicy leak that's been floating around for a while, which is that shortly after, so Samsung is actually holding the Unpacked event on 23rd of August, and we all know that it's going to be for the release of the Galaxy Note 8, but aside that, Samsung is also going to be releasing 2 new different hardware, which is going to be of the smartwatch series. So first off, we see that Samsung is going to be releasing its Gear Fit 2 Pro watch. So this is actually a leak from, I don't know who actually. I'll try to link it somewhere around here, but these guys claim to say that Samsung is going to be releasing the Samsung Gear Fit 2 Pro on their Unpacked event on August 23rd, as well as another smartwatch which is actually going to be called Samsung Gear Sport. And to think that Samsung has been focusing on the Sport series. So these 2 additional hardware are also going to be released on Samsung's Unpacked event happening on the 23rd of August, guys. So you can actually expect 3 different products being released on Samsung's Unpacked event on 23rd of August, guys. Now moving on to the final part of things, we're actually going to be looking towards some pricing part. So at final, we're going to be starting to talk about the pricing of the Samsung Galaxy S8. Now I would like you all to sit back on your seats and hold on comfortably, as according to GSM Arena, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is going to be costing around €1,000. What? that's approximately $1,182. That is way expensive for a smartphone. So guys, that's just my part on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, guys. We talked about the designs, looks, leaks, and rumors. We talked about hardware specifications and software integrations. We talked about the launch dates and also a bit about pricing. And pricing is really hard to tell as it would fluctuate to a higher standpoint or a lower standpoint. It's really tough to actually find out the correct price of a flagship smartphone before it's actually released, but I've given you my part on it. If you want, check out other videos to see how much of a closer part there is on correlation. And thank you, concept creator, for providing all sorts of concepts and renders for the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. They are not a sponsor for this video. They have no contact with me. I just took some from them and I'm using them. And those concepts were actually really nice and really lifelike. So just as I mentioned, thank you concept creators for making such beautiful concepts of that beautiful design smartphone. So anyway, that's kind of it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this content. Make sure you subscribe, leave a thumbs up, follow me on all social media links, link down in the description below. Support me on Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.